everybody, obviously, because just the way the world is, think about it. You could be the most innocent, angelic individual on this planet. You've been envious before. You've been mad before. You've been sad before. You've been scared. Nobody is perfect. So think about all of the people that have been jealous of you, because they're human, that have just been mad, that have just been angry because something worked out for you, or because you're happy, or because whatever they wanted bad to happen didn't happen. Right? You don't want them in your life anyway, and unfortunately everybody is human. People just are not always going to be happy for people. So this is more put y'all on game. This is more reasons why you have to become really, really like thick skinned and just not really so emotional, and not really care so much what people are constantly projecting towards you on the regular. The noises, the things they say, the negativity, the adversity. Like, you have to, when you know for a fact like your fate, you don't care. All right, but if you somebody that hasn't did the research, or you haven't paid for the reading or did it, I'm telling you now, when you do that, you're not going to care anyway. But common sense should tell you, people that's just walking around in Kroger's or Walmart, people that's riding past you in traffic 10, 15 years from now, these are not people you're going to be having babies with. These are not people that you're going to be signing contracts and trying to have a house with and shit like that. I'm just using that as an example. These are not people you're going to have a life with. Or that, especially if you're a person that, you got a lot of trauma, or you real spiritual, you real, you're not a people person like that. I mean, so that's all the more reason why gang stalking and shit like that, you have to make yourself mentally strong to where it does not affect you, what people are saying and how they trying to disturb your peace and stuff. But that's what got me on track with that, was the creator coming through, my ancestors, spirit guides letting me know, like, we don't like this, in a sad way though. Like, we don't like you sitting up. We know you're powerful, we know you can spiritually fight, but we don't like this, you sitting up constantly in battle mode. When, what did we do this for? What did we allow the universe to shift things around? Because trust me, if they could have blocked and stopped it, they would have. So them trying to act like they sent somebody to you, or they let, no, bitch, you're not in control like that. So anyway, what did we open certain doors and roads, or give you certain ideas, or just shift things around for you to get what you were asking for? Because you could have asked to go to Belize, right? Just thinking small, like, oh, well, I got that McDonald's job because I got that McDonald's job. Yeah, that's why. But don't think like, oh, well, if I would have asked to go to Jupiter, I couldn't have went. I'm being sarcastic, but I'm being serious too. And that's something else they were showing me. But yeah, like, what did we give you what you desired and asked for? As soon as you got it, you was going to allow them to steal your joy. And of course, just like a parent telling you something that's still easier said than done, it's the same way. Like, that, but it's hard. So you still just gotta. And so all in all, I just, I was able to shift my entire viewpoint in that moment, like I said already. And I could literally hear them getting angry. And that's also when my third eye opened up, and I seen a vision of them actively pulling cards. Not just the people that was making noise, but the people that were orchestrating it, like ordering it, paying for it, telling people. These were people that literally, when they pulled cards and seen I was happy, I was brave, I was literally making goals and plans in a certain direction, and they could see that it would work out. That's when I dealt with the most like questionable, like stuff that didn't even make sense. People being sent, saying stuff, lies being told. Like, that's when, and I'll be like, what? And as I started to get older and more, I said, oh, okay. So because I'm about to get this, or because I'm finna get that job, or I'm waiting to get the keys to this apartment, like, that's why all of this is going on. You understand? And then you have to notice, soon as these things do manifest, soon as you do get the keys to the apartment, you do get the car, you do get the job, the attacks be so well planned out and so negative that as you're in them, you get pulled into it so much that you don't even realize that's why it's happening. Like, sometimes we do, especially as strong spiritual melanated people, that y'all that have or have not went down the deep rabbit hole of who you really are and what you possess and why you were even done the way you were done in history. But definitely when you are, you'll have that inkling. You'll be like, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, Mags, I done got this mall job. I'm in here looking cute. You know what I'm saying? I done got a couple numbers, couple people flirting with me. Me and the boss getting along. You know what I'm saying? I done put that I work on Foot Locker on my Facebook page. Just giving y'all some ideas, You'll have that inkling. Spirit to be nudging at you. Like, they don't want to see you win. But a lot of times, sometimes the spiritual attack could be so nasty. It could be so negative and low vibrational that you so pulled into it by what they're saying, what they're doing, defending yourself, all of it, that your mind is not even receptively picking up on what spirit is saying so that you can do something about it. But again, when you just ground yourself, you cleanse your spiritual life, you just move all of the distractions, stuff like that, you can see these things happen before and it won't even form in your life. You'll see them planning it out of like, oh, I'm not even gonna go to the interview. Like, you'll get so, you know what I'm saying, you'll start playing chess and ice skating on these bitches, okay? Christy Yamaguchi, you'll start ice skating on these bitches. They'll think that you slipped and you finna fall and you'll do some twisty motherfucking goddamn move on their ass. You feel me? And you'll really become a worldwide, global, known, targeted individual. Okay, just talking about me now. But yeah, I mean, this is just some of the stuff that they was doing, and the creator, like I said, they like, come on now. Let us see you smile just a little bit. Let us see you just a little bit happy and grateful, and show us that you feel the love. Biggest offering you could ever give your spirit guides is acknowledging their presence in your life, in the face of the enemy, while they're watching and stalking. So yeah, like I said, that was a major lesson. That's why I remember it so well. So I immediately changed my perspective. I was just like happy, grateful, just so content in the moment. And the enemy was mad. It's like they could see it in the cards. Like they could see certain cards where the person is happy, they're smiling, they're confident, or if they're using text index card, spiritual oracle cards, it'll say brave, it'll say confident, it'll say having faith or whatever. So this is just the times we living in. And so I was able, like I said, when they started to ramp up the noise pollution and the harassment, in that moment when I got that download, and spirit was like, come on, man, like what's the point of us ever even continuously giving you the prayers and answering your prayers and giving you the miracles that you want? Because this is why they're doing this. Because think about it. When you ask it for these things, you want to feel a certain thing from it. You want to feel the relief. You want to feel the happiness. You want to feel the burdens off your shoulders. And they don't want that to be. So them telling people to do stuff to you in your mind, it's like, it don't make sense. Why are you constantly mowing the lawn right here by this window? Or why are you constantly, you know what I'm saying, playing that loud music or whatever they're doing to distract or disturb you? If it's affecting you, even if you physically not showing it. This is when I really realized I had to like roll up my sleeves and start doing the work when it comes to like my happiness, my peace and stuff like that in the midst of the gang stalking. They like, if they reading cards, if they're doing this because they're seeing it, like, meaning I don't have to hack your phone. I can be in the Bahamas. I could be in the middle of the ocean, goddamn sipping mimosas and smoking cigars. But if I got a damn tarot reader on payroll and I want them to constantly pull cards and explain and use their gifts and visions and all that shit and constantly telling me that you in constant torment and mad and low self-esteem and suicidal, you understand what I'm saying? So I leveled up that day when I seen it from a whole nother perspective. Right. And of course, I was going to, spirit God already had, whispered in my ear and put me up on game. Was like, you finna attract a whole bunch of like sleep ass people now that you finna be moving on this level. That's what this level comes with. So now that you're moving on this level where they can lie, they can physically remove people or, resources, finances, and things that you need like that to survive that are physical, that we can give it back to you through many different sources and ways. But them taking time to try to have a victory doing that, and you still knowing that, okay, well, last week I prayed to still have Medicaid. I prayed to have a 2-port phone charger. And I at least still have that. Y'all made that happen for me. I had asked a week ago for my brother to pay my phone bill. I ain't got to worry about that for another 3 weeks. Like, they start showing you how to fight. And so when you grateful about these things, even though, they kicked me out the hotel. They kicked me out the Airbnb. The same way. And so, when they gave me that example, like, that's how I started to move. I'm like, okay, yeah. Soon as something negative will happen, soon as something that I might have been more so a lot like abundantly invested or codependent on, let's just say losing your vape, right? Of course, somebody that's miserable, that's constantly doing stuff to you, giving you evil eyes, spiritually attacking you, that they want to see in the cars, they want to see in the crystal ball, the pendulums, they want to physically see through the surveillance cameras, through listening through your phone, that it's affecting you, right? Even if you master that level of physically not showing it or not letting it affect you, even if it's mentally, it can't affect you at all in order for you to accomplish and achieve that level, like to get to the next level, to beat that level. It can't affect you at all. And one of the things, one of the weapons to put you, to offset you, and to demote you, should I say, to set you back and put you on the previous level, even when you've learned a lesson, is sleep people. Okay, people that, like I said, that you're gonna interact with and meet and see anyway. Okay, people just in passing, in the stores, in traffic, whatever. These are people that don't know that you know what you know. Okay, even if they know, they're not always considering that. So as you're dealing with the projections, as you're dealing with the harassment, the stalking, and all of this type of stuff, like I said, you've already leveled up to knowing that everything that they're doing is from a space of trying to see mentally, emotionally, physically, energetically, spiritually, how it's affecting you. Even if you've mastered pretending you're still happy, putting on some music, calling somebody, whatever, distracting yourself, getting high, smoking weed, drinking, they can still see if it's affecting you. And like I said, like, I don't want to make this video like giving, because the advanced witches, the advanced spiritualists, they know. But these people get down to it. Like I said, what are they'll ask, what are they thinking about? When I told this person in the store to walk by and say this, this could have happened 3 weeks ago, 3 months ago, 3 years ago. Okay, they're trying to figure out, like, they'll pull, because remember, these are really miserable people, and if they're in this battle with you and you're a divine person who God is supporting, of course they're getting desperate to get some type of energy from you, some type of energy exchange. So they'll ask about things that are not even currently happening. This is why the work, the healing, the releasing, the cord cuttings, the closing of the chapters, the giving yourself closure, doing the readings, asking, how did this person really feel about you? Do they really like those type of women? I'm helping y'all, divine feminines, karmics, those that need that desire to want to be an empress, that desire to want to be somebody like me, that people can't come together 10s and 20 in a coven of witches and tear down. You understand what I'm saying? So this is how you get there. You cannot shortcut the game. So bear with me, y'all. I hope I don't, forget any of my points, because those serpent witches, those deletes, they hate the fact that I'm giving a lot of y'all this information right now. Me being here and being a goddess, it's already bad enough, and me, giving y'all strength and wisdom is probably already something that they're despising right now. But, I get good karma for this. But a lot of things that are done and said in relationships that bruise your ego or affect your self-esteem, when you're trying to become that goddess that you are, healing from these things, getting the confirmation. We're not in high school. Asking somebody and expecting them to be honest, especially if they know they were trying to hurt you and they don't want to again. Trying to get them to tell you, like, when you said I was fat, when you said this, when you said my stomach was ugly, when you said my pussy was ugly, when you said this, did you really mean that? A lot of the ways that I'm a mermaid, so I'm going to always be heavily, okay, if you know anything about water and water spirits and things like that. I'm going to always have deep insight past the physical, meaning what people physically say, do, and the actions they show. I'll even get dreams and things like that. So, but some of the things that you guys that don't have those gifts, you can do, instead of just wasting time. Like me, I have time, to watch social media, to watch movies and things like that, because I'm not even, if we've been all the way honest, I'm not even supposed to be breathing right now, okay? A lot of the plans and attacks and meetings and rituals and moon rituals and group rituals and death spells and all of the stupidness that was done was ultimately every time done to end me. So I have a very, 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 very close relationship with my father, which is God, the creator that created my soul. And so he tells me that all the time. Whenever I'm like trying to rush, he's like, where are you in a rush to? Whenever I'm trying to look busy, he's like, they're gonna talk about you anyway. And he's like, you're not a part of the matrix, okay? The elites know that. Everybody that matters when it comes to trying to do what you're supposed to be doing here on this earth, which is evolve, okay? Go get to the next level, whether you're stuck here, whether you're trying to get unstuck, whatever. Those that actually get the real rules of the game, they get that. And so these people already are aware of that, but they, like the rest of the world that is a part of the matrix system programming and assimilation, they like them to chatter and distract you and just irritate you and annoy you and shit like that. But yeah, there's been times it's kind of triggered me to get up and try to fit in and put that uniform on. Like, I'm a part of society, right? Which I'm not. I'm a part of the universe and the kingdom of the creator, as a divine being. And so them trying to isolate me, I mean, it's almost like, yeah, bitch, you know what it is. Start speaking. Um, he was just showing me that, like, honestly, what are you, because God is always watching, but I would literally like take in, because I'm a psychic, so it could be watching a YouTube live, and as a target individual, they'll get notifications, messengers, they'll get, or somebody might call, they'll tell them that you're there, they'll get the notification, they'll start trying to make you feel isolated and all that, the game. And so a lot of the times I'm like, it would affect me. Okay, let me just put it like that, so I don't have to go into details and explain psychologically what was happening. So I would get up and I would be like, okay, well, I would make a plan, and I'm talking about mid planning. God would just, His love is so awesome. He would just be like showing me all of the outcomes that could possibly happen successfully, quote unquote. Well, what me working at a dentist office, any situation in this matrix system, what would still be going on? Okay, because me working, me applying myself, these were never the problem. The problem was that you're a leader and you're an influencer, and you have something backing you up in the divine that always, even though the world is unfair, the world is a sewage, and it's a sad place, you emit a very bright light that radiates from within, from source. And even though there's a lot of more dark people in the world, they don't have that, or they have not done the work to connect with that and to strengthen that connection. They'll either try to gang together and tear people that have that light out, outcast them, or they'll just not want to be motivated to experience the same thing. Either way, Spirit was just explaining all of that to me. And so I just hope I'm inspiring you guys tonight. I know it was a surprise to see me come on and do an upload. I know I've said in the past that I was going to do more.